Welcome to this week's Social Media Wrap. This week we are at a roller derby event where we are going to find out just how digital and social media contributed to growing the sport in South Africa. But first, let's have a look at your social media trends with Sonia Curry.
This week we saw emotions run high as the VBS Bank High story gained traction on social media. This is our top story of the week as the EFF becomes embroiled in a corruption scandal. Also, the nation rose in support of Zondi in the Omatoso trial. We laughed also and we cried at the state of SARS, and certainly the television interview with Makeke Makune left social media in stitches with the hashtag Protect Me From Yourself and the memes full force on the social media timelines. But our laughter was short-lived as we dealt with state capture inquiry and Gigaba versus Reedy Klabi. That particular Twitter war has heated up this week and the nation is watching that story too. We're still dealing with the aftermath of Tito Mboweni and Nhlanhla Nene. They are both still in the top 10 of the chart. Also, the Caligny sentencing made the top 10, but only by a fraction, as the nation also saw an end to that particular story. It's not half as popular as the story was at the time, which always makes me astonished because I feel that when justice is done, one should be watching rather than when we're calling just for justice.
It's been a busy week for journalists at the SABC. Let's see what you've liked based on the site. The top story on sabcnews.com is the Limpopo Health Department revealing that 36 learners aged between 10 and 19 are pregnant, and an additional 31 other learners in the same age group have been infected with HIV. Close on its heels, users were very interested as Creda Mutfa made an emotional return to the Lotlamoreng Dam in Mahikeng. Another grueling day of cross-examination for Cheryl Zondi in the controversial Nigerian pastor Timothy Omatoso case ranks third on the list of what users were interested in. Flooding in Pretoria after severe thunderstorms also brought traffic to our website. And finally, pupils from 20 schools in the Inanda area north of Durban have staged a protest calling for the reintroduction of corporal punishment in schools got our attention. Now, roller derby is a fast-paced, full-contact sport played by two teams of 5 members, roller skating counterclockwise around the track. In 2010, a group of passionate skaters decided to take on the mammoth task of starting up roller derby in South Africa. By use of social media, this international niche sport developed into a full-fledged force to be reckoned with teams established nationwide. Over the past decade, the sport has grown from girls skating on a tennis court to competing twice on an international level in the Roller Derby World Cup.
Social media, especially for us in the beginning stages of roller derby, was massively influential. That's how we found drills, that's how we connected with more experienced skaters in other countries. That's how we learned about roller derby, was through YouTube, through Facebook, through reaching out to international skaters. It's probably the biggest reason why it propelled as far as it has.
For us, it creates a really big reach in terms of getting new people into the sport and getting them to learn about what it is. We've also started making like little videos and an introduction video that's on YouTube that kind of explains the sport, which is very helpful considering the sport is very hard to understand the first time you watch it. So it breaks it down really nicely, and we can get that out to people and explain what roller derby is using social media, which is incredible.
I don't think we'd actually be where we are without it, especially since we're stuck here in Africa and it's huge overseas. So it really helps to be able to connect with the other leagues. There's a governing body called the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby Association. So we're the only member in Africa. And it's nice to be able to chat to other leagues there and follow other players on social media, get some tips and tricks.
That's it for your social media wrap for SABC News Interpretain. I'm Mina Oosthuizen.